three-horse race at the top of North America, and caught in the crossfire in Week 3 are Evil Geniuses. First having to play Cloud9. Now you gotta play NRG. It just never seems to get any easier for EG, and like the guys were saying on the desk, it's a tall order to ask for against a team that a lot of people feel are the best in North America.
Yeah, and Cloud9 kind of tore them apart in that it was just constant pressure out of the midfield. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't hang on to their own boost. They couldn't generate really too much opportunity over on the other side. They weren't able to get the demos going. It was a rough start. And of course, the other side of the coin, NRG trounced Space Station Gaming. So, you know, for good reason, you're feeling pretty good about NRG today. But we will see if Evil Geniuses, in their brief hiatus, return to the field with more to offer.
And Evil Geniuses, they were able to work their way against Cloud9 a couple of times. But to focus on those positives and really try to work through what works against NRG. Tough nut to crack. We are underway in game number 1. Corrupted G forced up against the back wall. Garrett G having plenty of time on the third just to come back in, continue the pressure. Justin high off the backboard. Garrett looking for it. Drippe has it cleared for now, but you're feeling that clamp down. Finally, EG do clear it out. Classic shot on target, but it's right into Justin. NRG on the quick transition. Justin from Garrett G into the net. Garrett with that pass out, and they take the lead.
They had a chance to go back on offense, but Classics didn't have any help as he tried to pass that ball into the midfield. Nobody was at the top of the box, and he ended up just putting a shot right down into the middle of the NRG box. And then it was a quick return back the other way, and what a shot from Justin to finish the job.
Justin, he's just becoming, he has become that player where you just expect something to happen as soon as he touches the ball, and Garrett G feeds him on that play, and he never disappoints. I know all of us, especially when we're off camera watching NRG play, some of the things Justin can do with the ball. That one just a quick pass out, but a double demo for Fireburner. Garrett tees it up for Justin. Another goal for NRG.
Like you said, it's a huge demo from Fireburner. Well known for that just as much as Classics is on EG, and just stole it right away off the corner as Garrett G. And yep, why not? Of course Justin will be there. That's the value of Justin on that NRG team, is that innate playmaking ability, and he's great damage control whenever Fireburner and Garrett G are up there trying to make something happen. He's got great decision-making. All of NRG has great decision-making. But Evil Geniuses, if they do have one thing going for them in this series, it's not the greatest start, I will admit, for them, 2-0. But you do feel like Cloud9 are probably a little bit more willing to be more aggressive in the midfield, and maybe that slightly more reserved approach from NRG will allow Evil Geniuses some opportunities on offense that they couldn't really find versus Cloud9.
And it's been tough so far. Both players, or two players on Evil Geniuses for about 20 or 30 seconds there. Classic picks up a goal, never mind. He finds free open range, and they cut the lead in half.
It did kind of just kick right to him off the midfield. And oh, okay, Drippe got a piece of Justin. That's what I didn't see the first go around. And that explains all of that. So a great play from Classics. Fire one at the net. And nice job to you as well, Drippe. Get your team right back in the thick of things.
And you might want to see Evil Geniuses take those kind of risks. Those are the kind of risks that you're forced to take against a team like against NRG. Achieves, like you had just talked about, that reserved approach, the methodical approach by NRG, and their ability to quickly transition off of those is really quite dangerous. And how do you match it? Well, it's taking risks down the field like they did right there, getting that bump on the Justin and trusting Classics to be able to put that ball where he needs to. In this case, the back of the net, halfway through. Evil Geniuses looking for a tying goal. Justin off the ceiling, gets under one. Corrupted G forced up, back out to the corner.
Wise touch to the corner as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't in a spot where Classics could control his own corner boost, and he had to give up ball possession and allow NRG to circle one more time out of the midfield.
So much for Justin. That shot blocked by Classics, but plenty of time for Justin just to take it right back in front of the box. And I feel like we're going around there. Had a feeling for a second Justin was like, yeah, I'll turn for it again. He had the space for it. Garrett G throwing it across the box. Justin up around the corner as well. Less than 2 minutes to go. NRG have locked it down in the blue half. Only one member above 25 boosts for Evil Geniuses. Drippe picked up some more, able to help EG move down the field, but Justin with that touch gives it away to Garrett G. Fireburner there again, positioning exquisite from NRG on the defensive end, even when you feel like Evil Geniuses are starting to put on some pressure. NRG just knock away any touch that comes back their way. Drippe from midfield, his shot blocked again by Fireburner.
And some space to work with as well for Justin as he goes off his own back wall. Not the cleanest catch, but a recovery effort. And a helping hand from Garrett G on the bump will make sure NRG pushes the ball onto the blue half. Control from Fireburner on the dribble. Classics is thinking about what to do, and he will be able to find an uncontested clear, thankfully.
Really making him think about what NRG are going to do as soon as they touch that ball. NRG had pulled off onto the play after Fireburner was looking like he might have got a bump on the Classics, and it's that split second guessing that might kill Evil Geniuses. They've held on. They've kept the scoreline one. A bump off the post. Can he get there? No. Classics couldn't pick up the rebound. Drippe just throws that one away, buys some time on the back, and coming around is NRG.
That was the best opportunity for Evil Geniuses. There was a lot of pressure on Justin to get a touch in the midfield, and they get pushed back onto their own half after not being able to capitalize. Corrupted G pixels off the clear.
Yeah, he just has to make that touch. That's all it comes down to off the backboard. Corrupted G gets that out to the corner. You at least buy your teammate the next couple seconds to get set if he can't pick up the very next touch with whatever comes for NRG. But Sheaves, I mean, it's just been outstanding pressure from NRG, outstanding control. I feel like every time I switch to a player on Evil Geniuses, they're sitting on low to no boost. Only one player at any given time has over even 40 boost at any point in time. And when you watch NRG, they roam around the pitch off the kickoff, they have that first touch, and they steal the corners consistently from this EG team. They can't find any room. And with 15 seconds after NRG pick up another goal earlier, are they going to pick up another from Justin here? No, it is cleared away. Evil Geniuses, they have their work cut out for them heading into game number 2, as NRG have been just an offensive madhouse today, scoring a ton of goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, multi-goal, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. The fact is, this team is just continuing to show you why they're the top of North America.
And what's insane is this game actually could have been very different. If you remember, there was that 27-second goal from Fireburner where they caught EG on the transition after they just missed that bump attempt with Justin in the midfield. He couldn't get that touch. It was a 1-goal game at that point, and then they broke out of their own half and put in a 2-goal lead at that 27-second mark. And there was that one opportunity, EG. They just had to get the ball on target after Justin missed that touch, and it just came down to execution at that point because they bumped Garrett G out of the net. That had to be it. And if that goes into the net, you're looking at overtime. You're probably still playing it right now.
Yeah, it was really good ideas too. I just, they weren't able to find any sustainable pressure. When you're playing 5 minutes of Rocket League, you will get those quick bumps that maybe you can finally break down a defense or catch them at least off guard. And while Evil Geniuses were able to do that once, off that touch from Classics and the bump as well, they weren't able to recreate that. They weren't able to replicate that. And it's just hard against this NRG team when they're the ones in control. You have to play effective risk management if you're Evil Geniuses. Otherwise, you end up with a 4-1 score.
Yeah. And Evil Geniuses, while it's good, unfortunately not able to come up with a win. I do feel like they had a bit more success here versus NRG than they did versus Cloud9. So we'll see if you can make some adjustments in game number 2. Justin was a bit of a monster. He was involved in all 4 of the NRG goals. So he's been getting the job done day in, day out since the season started. Huge playmaking capabilities. So how do you stop him is what you go to.
And if you stop him, then you might want to talk to, or you might have to deal with one of our Player of the Week candidates from earlier today. That's Garrett G. Just showcasing why at any point, all 3 of these players can be what kills a team. It's the exact same thing we talked about with Cloud9. They're the same type of team. Pick your poison, Torment, Gimmick, or Squishy.
Exactly. The individual effort across those 2 squads in general is just phenomenal. There's so much potential for somebody to just make a massive play on every single player on that pitch. But currently, Evil Geniuses generating some early pressure here in game number 2. Can they make it stick?
That was a big win from Classics in midfield. Gets the touch out to Drippe, and it's saved by Justin. Corrupted G tries to get up quickly. Fireburner beats him to the ball. Able to get one touch onto it. Classics wanting to keep this away in the corner from Justin. He gets another touch there. Fireburner picks up the save. Drippe hunting as well from the corner. Justin trying to fight him off. He comes away with the ball and gets the out of harm's way, out of NRG territory. It was looking good for EG. They're able to get back to the half of NRG. Drippe up to Corrupted G. He can't put it home and still keeps the ball away. Classics to Drippe, blocked by Justin. NRG just throwing everything to the side, knocking off the balance of Evil Geniuses.
They almost caught Evil Geniuses on transition as well, but they kind of had a hitch in the step as they took the ball at the midfield line. And it allowed Evil Geniuses to recover here. And while EG don't have possession, they are ready to go. And they'll at least delay the NRG push. Drippe to try and win possession and around the orange corner, easily cleared away from Garrett G. Plenty of power, actually, a lot more than I thought. Classics will just rip one down the middle.
And Justin, he wasn't able to get a solid touch onto it. Classics, he got a demo and got a bump afterwards. And so a lot of auxiliary factors for Classics. They're missing the main one, which was the shot on net. Not able to come through. Evil Geniuses were still rotating back onto the play, but still, they maintain possession. They stay in NRG territory. Can they continue to lurk forward? Corrupted G. He blocks off Garrett as NRG can't clear it out. Justin keeping this one close, and he has some space. He flips under one, tries to get past Classics. Classics makes a challenge, but Justin wins this one. Open for NRG, sends it to Garrett G for the tip-in. NRG score first.
Oh, the ease with which Justin just gets inside everybody's head. That was incredible. He has a dribble on one guy. It's amazing how good Justin is, because you don't understand how much went into that challenge until you watch it 6 or 7 times and realize how many different options he had, and all of those options the defenders are thinking about, and he always picks the one that gets it by him.
All I'm going to say, Chiefs, is it really is something great when you are truly tickled by a play, because you just get the wide smile and you're laughing. You can barely get out what you were so impressed with. Either way, Justin,
he's a monster.
He's had so many of those moments throughout his career, and again, he just never fails. That shot going to be off wide, or he never fails to impress, is the complete phrase there. And rolled out for Fireburner, a good clear out. Classics already heading his way downfield.
Oh, big
Finds
chance.
one challenge, Drippe shot, and it's saved again by Justin. He had to stand up and make a save earlier. The acrobatics keep NRG in the lead.
Oh, not the best touch from Drippe. It will allow space for NRG to push forward. However, Corrupted G actually missed the ball, and it threw off Garrett. And we'll just battle for possession on the midfield line as Drippe will just make sure everything's set and as it should be before we continue this one. But currently still, Evil Geniuses, just like game number 1, they're able to keep the game close. But can they generate enough pressure to get that equalizer late in the match? Because in game number 1, it slipped away at the 30-second mark.
And they are doing things in the offensive half to try to generate chances, but it feels like it comes at inopportune times. Justin off the bump from Fireburner picks up another goal, involved in the entire offense for NRG in this series.
Right before this replay started, Drippe had a chance to go kick the ball down towards the midfield, and he gave it up to go make sure he secured his own corner boost. And that leave from Drippe allowed NRG to just push forward, kick it off the back wall, and then they had an easy goal to follow up on. And again, just like game number 1, you feel like it might have just slipped away from EG.
And Classics in the corner picks this up, tried to roll it around. Drippe, Corrupted G hunting closely. Classics is there as well. Garrett G picks it up, kicks it back to midfield. Justin for this again. Corrupted G looking just to get in front of that ball. Classics, he's able to get there. Corrupted G back to Classics, wanting to play it slow, gets him over one. Justin there for the clear again, and more time wasted off the clock for Evil Geniuses. Classics around the corner, looking for Drippe. Drippe undercuts the ball. He makes the correction to at least get back to it in time, but it doesn't matter. Justin comes away with the ball, carrying it through from midfield, and blocked by Classics again. With 10 seconds left, they have to score with any time left if they have hope in game number 2. Drippe here, gone. Open net, score for NRG. 3 goals, absolute clinical performance. NRG are killing it.
Nail, meat, coffin. and that will seal the deal for game number 2 for NRG. And they tried for Evil Geniuses, but again, it really does go back to that minute play from Drippe just giving up possession in the midfield, or at the top of his box, I should say. And that big insurance goal from NRG just forces Evil Geniuses to try and stretch and stretch. And it allowed that 3-second goal to really hammer things home.
And Evil Geniuses, I mean, Classics, I wanted to mention it earlier. So many times he was really trying to play enforcer whenever he got that first touch on to from the corner, trying to pass out to his teammates. He was always on the opponent's line, looking for a demo, looking for a bump, and he got those most of the time. He got the bump or he got the demo, but again, it just came at inopportune times for Evil Geniuses, where Corrupted G and Drippe were both rotating back, or someone wasn't in position for it, wasn't ready, wasn't expecting the net to necessarily be open, and it's been unfortunate in that respect. But there are so many controllable aspects for Evil Geniuses that they haven't been able to capitalize on.
And the funny thing about that whole stat line, the oddest anomaly, is you see Evil Geniuses outshot NRG by 11-7. So
Nuts.
That's actually exactly what I was about to get to, because again, game number 2 didn't come down to Evil Geniuses not being able to make good quality opportunities. They had a couple of them, but the save column, both Justin and I believe the other one was Fireburner, I think they both had 4 saves. So the defense really what allowed NRG to hang on to that lead. So Evil Geniuses, you generated great opportunities, and that plays well into your point, what you were talking about, that demo game. Never able to get it on the one that mattered and really put somebody in a tough spot. And they just couldn't take the guy off the line, really give him an open net.
And so NRG, they look to continue what has been a day of North American sweeps. For G2, for Cloud9, for NRG, they just continue to solidify their place. And if no one else in North America can beat these 3 teams except for obviously each other, maybe start looking across the pond to see who can actually take these teams on. And around, Drippe looking for Classics. It's off and in. It looked like it might have bounced out off the post. Drippe on the assist picks it up for Classics.
Well, it's good to see Evil Geniuses pick up right where they started game number 2 from. Plenty of pressure, and indeed the off the side of the net and right into Fireburner's rear end. And that will get gently tapped into NRG's net from their own defenders. But Evil Geniuses, here's your first time with a lead. Can you hang on to it?
And so they can wipe the sweat from their brow a little bit. Evil Geniuses, as they have their first lead of the series. Drippe off the pass from Corrupted G, trying to get in the way of Justin, can't do it in time. Classics can at least keep this ball in the corner, buys plenty of time for Drippe and Corrupted to get reset. Justin,
and again,
making him look silly. Over another, no, Drippe, he's able to make the touch out to the corner. A little too far away from him. Garrett G back to Fireburner, picks it up against Classics. Corrupted G able to clear it out again. And, you know, Classics, he's really had a solid series individually. He's really generated a lot of opportunities for his team. He's set up a lot of these shot opportunities that Evil Geniuses have had and just couldn't capitalize on. Been really impressed with how he's played so far. And it's just a matter of being able, you know, everything else we talked about in the game, in the lead up to this game achieves. Evil Geniuses just need to find a way through. Fireburner, it's been Justin in this series. It's one player or another on NRG. Earlier it was Garrett G. Last week we talked about Fireburner. And right now in this series, it's Justin. They are so difficult to play against. Here's Justin slipping completely under Classics. Almost does it himself. Saved again.
But Evil Geniuses now getting a little taste of what NRG were doing. Actually, I think Evil Geniuses were doing a little bit better earlier, but this one is just too fast. Fireburner, he can pick the back wall, he can go to the top of the box, and he knows that Justin is in perfect position for this, and he's got Corrupted G straight beat. But the most important part of that is the shot accuracy from Justin. Had to make sure to get it around the defender and fit it inside the post. It's so easy to bang that one off the side of the net.
And that one saved by Justin. It was going to kick right back into Classics. Corrupted G, light pass over to Classics, back over to Drippy. Demo opens it up. Justin can't make the save. Evil Geniuses take the lead right back.
Finally, they get that demo at just the right moment. What you were talking about, Corrupted G will say goodbye to Garrett G, and for once, Justin can't cover up, as that is what he also developed a big penchant for in the offseason, always being there whenever Garrett or Fireburner weren't able to get the job done. And finally, calling card for Evil Geniuses, create havoc in front of the net and capitalize.
And again, positives feeling good about being able to take not only score the first goal of the game, but then take the lead back. Corrupted G making a save. Justin's there. Classics rolls around it and gets it by Fireburner. That's Corrupted G. He's able to pick that one up. And he also won that boost battle against Fireburner in his own corner, which was crucial for him to be able to move that ball downfield. Quick turnaround again for NRG. Always dangerous. As Justin so quick back up to the ball. And as he's sent, is good. Classics over to Drippy off the backboard, and Evil Geniuses take a 2-goal lead against NRG.
It finally caught NRG out of sorts. They caught Justin going for a challenge, and they just didn't make it there for NRG, and it left Fireburner and Garrett G still grabbing boost, rotating back, and they had all the time to work with in the midfield. Great command from Drippy to catch that pass and go to himself off the back wall.
And this isn't too big of a surprise for Evil Geniuses based off of what we've seen in this series. Of course, off the kickoff, Garrett G scores and pulls within 1.
They get it right back, and Corrupted G was off, about to go grab boost in the other corner. He got that one stolen away from him as well as he came across back the other way, and just Garrett G snuck it by him. Kickoff gone wrong for EG. That's really the hardest part, is you get a 2-goal lead, giving one right back. It never really feels like you were able to really put the pressure on them.
Yeah, it came right off the heels of them being able to execute, which is exactly what we talked about this team needing to do. They had quality chances in game number 2. They just couldn't score. Justin had made a couple of incredible saves, Fireburner as well, and so it was just a matter of continuing that for Evil Geniuses, continue that card. And they have, and it gave them that 2-goal lead, but now, off that kickoff, it puts NRG back in a much more manageable position with 1:30 left. Justin gonna take this one slow. Garrett G following closely, but sent away by Drippy. Ball got away from him for a second. He's able to wrap back around quick. NRG back to Fireburner. Garrett has the shot, no, blocked, but it's right to Justin, looking for Fireburner. He's got him. Fireburner tried to catch it out to the side. And NRG, while Evil Geniuses, their defense has been holding, they need a clear.
Oh, nice challenge from Drippy. Fireburner also caught too far forward. Unfortunately, nobody ready from Evil Geniuses to pick it up. And Justin will slip it by 2 to make sure everything is back in order. As Classic's actually having a bit of a tough time getting his wheels under him on the midfield. It'll be a bit of a slow pickup for Evil Geniuses here, but Drippy's had success, and unfortunately no help. Pass to Garrett G and over his head.
Right off the ramp.
Oh, you're kidding? That baited him out?
Gets him right through, and NRG tie the game up with 35 seconds left.
Garrett G misses the ball, and 2 defenders went for that from Evil Geniuses. Unfortunate communication breakdown, and it leaves a small window for Justin to shoot through, and he nails it.
What really swung in Evil Geniuses' fortune has now turned into famine with 30 seconds left. They let a 2-goal lead get away from them, and NRG tying this up. Can they end it in regulation?
Drippy did take away that midfield boost. There will be a hole here for NRG, and maybe they can get something going in the final 10 seconds. And just Classics didn't have too many options, and he kind of gave away possession, but Fireburner will command things at the 0-second mark. Classics last chance down the gut, and that will be saved. Tip to safety, and OT looming.
Wow, Justin. Okay. You know, he can make every kind of save you need him to. Keeping NRG into it and forcing overtime after Evil Geniuses. Can they take this lead back? Can they force a game 4 and prevent the sweep? That one low and under. Justin challenged by Classics on the play, but he's still on the ball. Evil Geniuses territory. He's under Corrupted G. Garrett G keeps it in play, looking along the back ramp. Classics flips it over Fireburner. Back to Drippe. Here's EG on the transition. Drippe!
Oh, so close.
He can't do it. Corrupted G can! And Evil Geniuses force game 4!
And again, they caught NRG a little too aggressive. Fireburner wasn't able to win that challenge in the midfield. Justin again in charge of being in a very tough spot off his own back wall. He couldn't even have a chance at challenging Drippe. Just had to hope he missed. And he got lucky. But too much speed coming back into the net, and he couldn't make the second effort, nor could his rotating teammates, and Evil Geniuses will indeed force at least game 4.
And sometimes on defense might have looked scary for Evil Geniuses. A couple of double commits, the double commit that allowed them to tie the game after Garrett G had that initial miss where Justin scored. Other than that, on the offensive end of things, it was really a continuation from game number 2 for Evil Geniuses. They kept the demo game, the bump game alive. Classics was still looking on the line, still trying to open things up, and it enabled their team to score, and they were actually able to find the back of the net. That was the difference between games 2 and 3.
And a monster series as well, or a game, not series, but a great game for Drippe as well there in game 3. That huge double tap to get him the lead at 2 minutes. And of course, obviously it slipped away, but also able to set up a quality scoring opportunity for his teammate, despite not able to put that one away. Drippe looking like a good opportunity. Whenever he's got space to work with, he can make big plays happen too.
And that's what Evil Geniuses wanted out of Drippe. That's the whole reason that they wanted him to come to North America, because they knew that he could bring that style of play to their team and what could help them recover from the loss of Chicago. And I think Drippe is finally starting to come into his own. We touched on it a little bit last week with Evil Geniuses, where it feels like he's starting to find his footing, and Classics and Corrupted G are starting to find theirs with Drippe, and so they're continuing to meld. And really, there's just so many parallels you can draw between this Rogue and Evil Geniuses team in terms of trying to retool and meld together. Synergy takes a while to develop for Rocket League teams, and even just in the span of one season, Evil Geniuses, while they still are struggling against these top teams in North America, you can see the improvement as time goes on. We're underway in game number 4. Evil Geniuses looking to continue their journey and force a game number 5, but touches like that may not afford it for them. Corrupted G bailing his team out with a save.
Now's the time to prove it for Evil Geniuses. A well-earned victory for game 3. And here's where you make believers out of people.
Classics looking for Drippe. Corrupted G picks up the challenge as well. Off the ceiling, Garrett G has a shot just wide of the post. Fireburner tries to slip it under. Drippe picks up the save. Garrett G keeps it in front, able to get by Drippe, but only serves Corrupted G. Fireburner, not the best touch out, but it is out to the corner and buys him time as Corrupted G just couldn't handle the ball. And some early back and forth in the first minute.
He's past
transition for Justin right off the post and in. And if it even touched the post, it was so fast of a shot, didn't get a chance to see.
And Justin just snuck right past Corrupted G. You actually saw Justin wheel around in the replay if you were on his camera, because he goes and grabs the midfield boost, immediately swivels around. Corrupted G is staring at that ball in the corner coming off the back wall. He doesn't even notice Justin's already by him. Doesn't recognize that he's about to get a banger of a pass over his head, and he can't stop it. And that one off the kickoff will make it 2-0 NRG.
It comes, yeah, like you said, right off the kickoff. Justin winning that first one. Classics, Justin's right in front of him. He's just trying to play it away from Justin. He's between a rock and a hard place. Where do you play that ball? Everybody's already gunning for it. And it's 2-0 for NRG early. Evil Geniuses
got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to fight back from this hole. In game number 3, they scored first, and it really helps you kind of take that breath and play the way you want to play. A quick pass, can they cut the lead in half right here? No. Justin falls down, picks up the save, and Evil Geniuses is thrown back to their half yet again.
Pressure from Garrett G, aggressive. Even with the 2-goal lead, as Fireburner waits patiently in the midfield, pass to Justin. Top of the box for nobody. It will be Garrett G once more under the breach.
Follows his own ball through. Drippe looking for the long pass to Corrupted G. Classics. He's got a boomer of his own. Corrupted G in the corner, trying to play the rebound, but Fireburner has it defended. And up again, Justin. He's been solid on the backboard all day. NRG solid on the transition all day, and NRG overall just solid. Fire burner picking up his own goal, where it just feels like the majority of them have been just in scoring, but all three members of NRG have a goal in game number 4.
It was a good job from Corrupted G, honestly. Catching that touch from Garrett G, making sure it got to the relative safety of the corner. It's just a well-executed follow-up from Fireburner, and he just slips it inside the post. It's a perfectly executed shot. You can't really do too much. Corrupted G, did all he could do.
NRG, Garrett, trying to force the passer, just force an opportunity no matter which way it came. And this is one of those few teams that it almost feels unanimous as far as no matter what team they play, people are picking NRG to win. And maybe that's only different if they're playing against Cloud9, the Season 6 world champions, where you feel like you could flip a coin in that kind of series. Despite that, it's not just the fact that they win all of their games for Cloud9 and NRG. It's the fact that they win them like this. And while Cloud9 might have struggled a little bit more in their series against Rogue, Cloud9 has the ability to lock down the game. Yeah, but NRG just have the same thing. They just find so many holes, and they score so many goals. And in this series, how many goals does Justin
Let me count. Oh, Justin?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currently.
6 out of, they've scored 9 goals?
13.
Okay, 13. So
about half.
So about half of the goals
Not even
come from
including
Justin.
assists.
Yeah, exactly. His goal participation is insane on this team. And you can point to every member of NRG. It really doesn't matter. I mean, they were just putting on pressure here against Evil Geniuses, and they pick up this goal. It's a good pass out to Fireburner, a good continuation. No one from Evil Geniuses comes to challenge the ball. They're just so dominant, Achieves. You look at this team, and you're like, can anyone other than Cloud9 stand up to them? NRG are telling you with this series, with their actions, no.
Well, the interesting thing is Evil Geniuses, games 1, 2, and 3, while they definitely win NRG's way, Evil Genius is able to win game number 3. But in games 1 and 2, Evil Genius is actually able to find plenty of shot opportunities, find a way back onto the orange half of the field and get things going. Here in the conclusion of this series, 4 goals with a minute left, I don't think there's any way Evil Geniuses come back. And this go-around, Evil Geniuses have only mustered 2 shots. They've just gotten smothered out like you were talking about. Let's make it 5, why not?
Sure.
And basically, that's another calling card of those teams at the top. Dignitas for so long, Cloud9, NRG, TSM, any team that's ever been on top of Rocket League at one point or the other has always been able to demonstrate adaptability and the ability to lock down anyone that they're playing against.
It felt like we had a trend for a while where we were getting so much, players were getting so good at defense, goals became hard to come by for a while. And now it's reverted back, and I don't mean it was like super defensive, like it was 1-2 for everybody. That wasn't the case, but it definitely felt more defensive this season in North America. It's not that at all. Even in Europe, a lot of goals are being scored this season. NRG picking up 6 here. I mean, against Evil Geniuses, and we've pointed out plenty of times in this series where there's a lot of things Evil Geniuses do that we like. They do a lot of great things. NRG are just that much
quality
better.
Defense as well over there.
Yeah, it really is, and it's a couple of key errors in some of these other games. This is really an anomaly from the rest of the series with how many goals that have been scored, but double commits have killed Evil Geniuses. They haven't been able to find consistent touches out. In the first game, it was just the inability to execute off of opportunities that they had created, and really just that's credit to NRG and their ability to play great defense. Justin, Fireburner, Garrett G. Points at whoever you want to, Desk, for the player of the game in this series. It doesn't matter. It's all of NRG. Time expires, and in 4 games, NRG, the whole Big 3, remain undefeated in league play here in Season 7.
And a little cherry on top here to put it off with a nice cap. And a 1-2. Garrett G to Justin from the midfield line. We'll see you later.
Not much more to write home about it. And it just, again, this 3-horse race at the top, it becomes that much tighter.